Hi friends, welcome back to Urban Throttler. This will be a complete 3-month review of Red Rooster exhaust. I will be talking in detail about a lot of things around Red Rooster. We'll start with why did I choose Red Rooster. We will also talk about build quality and design of the Red Rooster. Then we will do a quick exhaust note. After that we will talk about the performance and the ride feel. I will also be answering a lot of questions that I have received in the comments over the past 3 months. We will then talk about the pros and cons. I will also be answering questions around whether it is legal, sound quality, and then lastly we will talk about the verdict and my recommendation on whether you should choose a Red Rooster or go with the stock exhaust. The list of topics is shown on the screen. I will wait for a moment for you all to go through the questions and the topics, and then we will start with the video. A quick introduction for people who are watching my video for the first time. There are already 12 to 14 different episodes talking about my Honda H'ness. I have done a lot of modifications including the exhaust. Then we also have Fuel X Pro Plus. I have installed Engage air filter, the cafe racer kit. In my past videos I have also installed a custom mudguard on my Honda H'ness. You can go through that playlist. I will attach the link above. So before we talk about the first topic, which is about Red Rooster and why did I choose it, let's quickly hear the exhaust note and then we will quickly talk about the other topics while I ride. Now this is the exhaust note. Let me if you can hear, there is a small backfire as well that it gives. The DB killer is not installed at the moment, so we will talk about the other topics now. Alright, so our first topic is why did I upgrade the exhaust. I have the list of topics on my phone as well so that I don't forget, and I will also be showing the list of all the topics that I am talking on the screen above as well on the right hand side. Now the first question is why did I upgrade the exhaust. Honestly, the sound of the stock exhaust was really good and did not have any complaints with the sound of the stock exhaust. The only reason why I upgraded the exhaust is because I was planning to do all the performance modifications and I could not get the performance with the stock exhaust. It will restrict a lot of air, which is why I had to upgrade my exhaust. Now the second question is what other options did I have when I was planning to change the exhaust. The first option, which was the Red Rooster. The second option was Silver Stallion. I don't remember the full name, but that was the second option, and again there are some other aftermarket exhaust as well except these two. The cost of Silver Stallion was around 9,000 and the Red Rooster it's 10,000. Now why did I specifically choose Red Rooster? It's because of that bassy and that thump that Red Rooster has in its sound. That is the only reason. I have tried Silver Stallion while I was trying to install this exhaust and I did not like the sound of that. Not saying that it does not give a good sound, but again that totally depends on your preference. We have already talked about the price of the exhaust, so I will move to the next part, which is installation. Now installation of Red Rooster, it took me about, I did not install it. I went to my workshop to get that installed. It took us almost maximum 20 minutes to get the Red Rooster installed. It's a quick process. People who have experienced in installing parts on their bike, they can do it at home as well. My recommendation would be to go to a proper workshop and get that installed. There are all the parts directly in the box which comes with the exhaust itself. Then there is a heat cover, then there are clamps as well, the spring, not the spring, the round clamp, I think. Everything that you will need to install the exhaust, and it's a quick slip-on exhaust. You can get that installed very quickly. Only remember that while installing the exhaust, the person, whoever is installing it, ask that person to add a small quantity of lube while installing the exhaust. That is required because most of the times when lube is not added, you might see a little gap and the air would flow from that gap. Just by adding that lube, it will properly stick within that exhaust area. Alright, the questions around the Red Rooster are mostly because why did I choose Red Rooster, which I have already answered. The second question which I usually get is, was it a straightforward install, or did it take a lot of time? No, it did not. It can directly be installed within 20 minutes. The third question is, do I need to adjust the fuel mapping or choke or anything else while installing the Red Rooster, or do you need ECU remap after this? Red Rooster, as per Red Rooster website, they do say that ECU remap is not required. However, if you would remap the ECU, the performance would be better. That is what they claim. I have not remapped the ECU I have never remapped the ECU even after doing all of these mods. Our next topic is build quality and design. It comes in two colors. First of all, the first one is chrome or polish, as the Red Rooster on the Red Rooster website. Then the second color is black, which is almost matte. I have not seen the black exhaust physically, so I can't comment more on that. Now, talking about the build quality, in my experience the build quality has been great. There are no rustings, no signs of damages, so the build quality is pretty much good. I will quickly show you the exhaust now. So this is the exhaust, and this is how it was installed. All the screws and everything directly comes with the exhaust itself. This is the quality. This is the chrome color of the exhaust. Now, talking about the weight of the exhaust, the weight of the Red Rooster is around 2.01 kg, and the weight of the stock exhaust is almost 3.2, if I'm not right, 3.2, yeah. So there is a major difference in the weight of the exhaust, and due to which you will feel that the bike is more nimble while riding it. The second topic is warranty. It comes with a lifetime warranty of rust and anything against manufacturing defects, so that is covered under a lifetime warranty. There are two color options, black and or polished or matte black. I've already shown you the look. Now, the questions that I have received around the look and build quality of the Red Rooster is that, is the Red Rooster prone to rust or discoloration? No. Again, I've only ridden the bike for last 3 months only. There is no rust that I have experienced. There is no color distortion that I have seen over the last 3 months. The second is how solid are the joints and the brackets that you would get with the exhaust itself, or whether the exhaust would you can say vibrate while I'm riding it at the high speed. Initially, yes, it used to vibrate, but then I realized that the screws were not tightened, so I get that sorted out, and in last 2 months I have ridden this bike to almost 140 as well while doing a top speed run, and overall I have never experienced any type of sound or vibrations coming from the exhaust. The next topic is sound, basically sound quality of Red Rooster, and the list of topics that I will be talking about in the sound area. I have added the list above. So first of all, the stock exhaust sound. I will quickly add a small video now, from which you can hear the sound quality of the stock exhaust. Alright, so this is how the stock exhaust used to sound. Right now I do not have a DB killer, so Red Rooster comes with a DB killer. DB killer is used to reduce the sound that the exhaust produces. Since you all have already heard how the exhaust sounds without the DB killer, I'm going to play a video now, so listen how it sounds with the DB killer. So I hope this video will help you understand that the sound with the DB killer is still loud. I mean, it is still louder than the exhaust and than the stock exhaust. However, it does not has that bass and that thump that you get to hear without the DB killer. The questions that I have received around sound, the first question is how loud is it, and is it too much for a daily use? Yes, it is loud without a dB killer. Yes, of course. Is it too loud for a daily use? No. You won't get irritated for a daily use, specifically if you're riding around 60 to 80. However, if you are riding it daily on highways and around more than 80 or let's say 100, then yes, you might get a little irritated because at 100 it sounds too loud. So again, it depends on you as a person as well, whether you like to hear that sound or not. So feel free to test it once with anyone who has Red Rooster already installed. Even if I try to show you or record that sound, you won't really experience how that sounds while riding a bike on 100. Does it backfire? Which could be the primary reason why you are looking to upgrade from a stock exhaust, because you want to hear that backfire every time you maybe rev or change the gears. Yes, it backfires, but it does not backfire every time. Most of the times when I downshift from third to maybe second during traffic, it won't backfire on highways. Please note that if you're just buying because of the backfire and you want to hear the backfire on highways, you won't be able to. It only backfires in traffic situations. What I have experienced is same, that every time I downshift from 4 to third or third to second and I try to stop my bike during traffic, then it backfires a little, but it's great to hear. It's not too loud and it's not too catchy that other people or maybe the traffic police will hear that backfire and will catch you. It's not that loud. The next topic is performance and ride feel. Topics are shown on the video. Now, talking about the performance, the company claims that installing the Red Rooster will give you up to 10% of boost in your power figures. I have not experienced increase of 10% honestly, so that's not true. That's what I would say. What I have actually observed is, yes, the performance does improve. When I talk about performance, the throttle response, of course the sound will, of course, it's better, but talking about performance, the throttle response is the only thing that you will see a major difference in, because in stock exhaust, whenever you will rev, the time gap where the bike actually gets, which is basically the throttle response, you could say, that is not that great. In Red Rooster or in any other performance exhaust, that throttle response improves. Okay, now please note that just the exhaust won't give you all the performance that you're expecting. I have talked about it in my, I guess, third episode. I will add the link above. Just by upgrading the exhaust, do not expect a lot of performance increase. At least get an air filter with the exhaust, because both these things work in a combination. So air filter would inhale the air and the exhaust will breathe out that air from your bike. So that's how the performance increases. So that was actually my next topic, which was, can it be used with any other mods? Yes, performance exhausts are meant to be used with other mods. Now, talking about in general how the ride feel has changed after installing the exhaust, the first is the throttle response. Throttle response is too good now. I don't feel that gap anymore, and it takes less time to reach 60, 80 or 100. After installing all the mods, my best 0 to 100 is 10.02 seconds. In a stock bike, it would take around at least 13.5 seconds, or could be a little more. I am not sure about the number, but it's anyway above 13. Adding Fuel X improved that timing for me, because just on the basis of exhaust and air filter, that timing won't be 10 seconds. Now, talking about again what I have feel is throttle response, which would give you quick acceleration. The sound quality, that would also improve after installing the exhaust. That is the performance that you can expect. There are no major changes. There is no wow factor in performance just after installing the exhaust. Now, talking about the questions that I have received, will you feel a noticeable power gain, or is it mostly just a look or aesthetic change? For people who are just upgrading the exhaust for performance, again, as I've already mentioned, you would have to do other mods with that. Just the exhaust won't get you the performance that you are expecting. Okay, now do I need to remap the ECU for the exhaust? I have not done that. Red Rooster does not suggest that you should do that, but again, if you would do that, the performance would increase, so that is totally your choice. My recommendation would be do it. I have not done it, and still I have seen some performance improvement, so I'm pretty sure that if you would remap your ECU, you will see better performance than mine. Okay, top speed or cruising impact after installing the Red Rooster. Cruising has improved. I like cruising now on 80 to 100. Earlier, the cruising speed before doing all the mods, I used to cruise at around 90. I never used to cruise at 100, but after installing all the mods, I am now comfortable cruising at 100. Again, it can't be just the exhaust. I have installed air filter, iridium spark plugs and fuel X as well, but I'm pretty sure just with the air filter and exhaust, you will get the performance bump that you're expecting. Next is mileage drop. Will your mileage reduce after installing this exhaust or not? Quick answer, no, because if you ride it the same way you ride your stock bike, then no, it won't. For some people, installing the performance exhaust has also increased their mileage, because now the bike is able to breathe better, so their performance has improved. Just because you will like to hear that bassy and that thump from the exhaust, you are going to ride it fast. You are going to rev more because you would want to hear that sound. Only because of that reason, your mileage will drop. I have a dedicated video on fuel economy. I will add that video above. You can watch that. Now, the next topic is the pros and cons of installing the Red Rooster, or basically of choosing the Red Rooster. I'll talk about the pros first. The first one would be the looks. As I've already mentioned, the look changes. It does not changes completely, but yes, the sharp look of the Red Rooster would increase will change the look of the bike. Let me just take a U-turn from right here. Yeah. Next is easy installation. Now again, I'm not sure about all the other exhaust and how their installation is, but installation of a Red Rooster was pretty much easy. I've already talked about installation above. Third is reliability and build quality. Now, as per my knowledge, Red Rooster is in the market since 2008. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments below. So I would say Red Rooster company is pretty reliable. A lot of Red Rooster has made a lot of exhaust for Royal Enfield and for other sports bike, so that is one of the reasons why I decided to go for Red Rooster. Build quality, again, as I've already mentioned, it's good. There is no rusting, no other type of sounds or anything from the Red Rooster exhaust. Performance improvement, yes, there is. So stock exhaust won't give you this kind of a performance. If you are thinking about upgrading your overall bike's performance, you would have to go with a performance exhaust, and Red Rooster is one of the best you could go for. Then next is sound. With or without the Red Rooster, with or without the DB killer, the sound is great. I know a lot of people would say that the sound of stock exhaust is also great. Yes, it is too good, but if you are looking for performance, you would again have to upgrade. You have two options, Silver Stallion and Red Rooster. Sound of Red Rooster is better than Silver Stallion. The other pros is that you have the option to add a DB killer. DB killer, again, if you are in a state where you believe that there are a lot of cops and you could be fined on, or your bike could get imposed, you still have an option to add a DB killer, and adding a DB killer would not catch a lot of attention. Okay. These are all the pros. Talking about cons, first, it is not legal. It is not it is RTA. It is not RTA approved, so it is not legal. If you are caught by the cops, you will be fined and your bike could be impounded as well. Second is too loud for long routes. I've already talked about it. If you do a lot of highway runs and ride on, let's say, 100-200 kilometers, Without a DB killer, it's too loud, you might get irritated. So my recommendation would be to add a DB killer if you're planning to ride it. Also, people who do long rides, specifically out of states, doing exhaust change catches a lot of police attention, whether it is loud or not. Even if it is any type of aftermarket exhaust, you will be fined, because usually the police sees that the bike is of the other state, and they would usually stop you for document check, and as soon as they notice that the exhaust is aftermarket, they will pretty much fine you. So do not go for a exhaust change, not of Red Rooster but of any other company, if you plan on doing a lot of visits in other states and long routes. Okay. Third is value for money. For me, it is value for money. It is of 10,000 rupees. I have spent almost 45,000 on my bike. There is a specific video, I will add the link above. To me, this cost is justified. 10,000 rupees for the exhaust. I love that exhaust note. I do love it. For me, it's not that risky because I drive it in Greater Noida. There are not a lot of cops here. I drive it for a daily commute. I go to my office. I know the routes. I know where the cops would be. So I pretty much take care of that. All I have to do is I do not have to rev a lot. So you don't have to show, or you don't have to be that, can't think of a better word. Don't act like a chapri while riding a bike with an aftermarket exhaust. If you do that, police will catch you and they will fine you or maybe impound your bike. Time for verdict. My verdict, my final impression after 3 months, as I have just mentioned, I am fully satisfied with Red Rooster. The only thing that I would like to mention is that it is not legal, so just keep that in mind while looking for exhaust change. Is it worth the upgrade? Yes, for me it is. I have paired it with all the other mods and my performance has increased. Would I do it again? Yes. Would I go for Silver Stallion? No. Again, I'm not biased against Red Rooster, but I have experienced the performance gains and everything, and looking at all the things, I would again go with Red Rooster. My recommendation. Now, who is this exhaust better suited for? If you're just riding your bike for office, if you are not looking for a performance increase, if you are happy with the current performance, the sound of the stock exhaust is really good. Don't go for exhaust change and air filter and all that if you are satisfied with your bike. CB350 is a great bike. Even if you do not go for any type of mods, it is still a great bike. If you want a performance increase in your bike, then change the exhaust, change the air filter. Fuel X Pro, I would let you all decide. If you have the budget, go for it. If don't add the spark plugs. So spark plugs, air filter, exhaust, do that, you will be happy. People who should avoid it, I've already talked about it. Location, cops, risky, your own preference on the performance of the bike. So based on that, you can all decide. Is it worth the money based on your goals? If your goal is just the sound, it's worth it. I would say even if you add the exhaust and if you ride it for almost 2 years, you can easily benefit from that 10k. It's worth it. If you want a performance exhaust, anytime it is worth that money if you're looking for a performance exhaust with all the other mods. Will the bike warranty be voided? As per Red Rooster, it does not. A lot of companies, they would like to find a reason to not approve your claim. So if they notice a performance exhaust, they will reject your claim. My recommendation would be that go for an upgrade. If you had to claim a warranty, change it back to stock exhaust, then go for a warranty claim. Don't go for a warranty claim with this exhaust. These were all the questions, guys. If there are still any questions that I have not answered, feel free to comment in the video below. I will try to answer them within 24 hours. There are 13 other episodes where I have talked about all the modifications that I have done on my bike. Watch those episodes. I've talked about fuel X, air filter, spark plugs, exhaust in detail. There is also another video where I have talked about other performance modifications that I am thinking of. The first one is the chain sprocket change. I'm planning to do that. Then ECU change was, yes, I was planning to do that, but recently I have seen that the ECU is not available for 2021 H'ness. That was all about today's video. We will meet soon, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Like the video if you liked it. Thank you.